Hi, I'm Kanisha. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about Sense8 Season 1, Episode 8. I want to start with LHD. I really hate that Daniela has decided to negotiate with Joaquin and marry him in order to protect Lito and Hernando's relationship. It's just, this whole situation was really tough to watch and really heartbreaking. When this threesome first got together, I didn't know how it would work. I don't know why Daniela would be interested in, helping them fake this relationship. But now that they've had all these episodes and scenes together, I really like their friendship. The three of them, I just like them together. And now, the band's kind of breaking up, and under the circumstances, it's just really sucks. And I've said before in a previous video that I'd be upset if the Sense8 stuff picks up with what's going on with Jonas and Matheson, and we get more information about the clusters and what Matheson wants. I would have been upset if all of that kind of picks up and we would have left Hernando behind, because I really like Lito and Hernando. They are very cute together. The actors' performances are very good. The writing of that relationship is very good. So I would have been very disappointed if we, couldn't have seen them together again when the Sense8 stuff picks back up and takes more of the show's real estate. But now this just sucks. I really hated seeing Hernando break up with Lito. That's one of my favorite relationships on the show so far. So it's super sad and disappointing, and just sucks real bad to see them break up. I'm just really sad, and I hope that something could happen where they got back together. I have no idea what's in store for these episodes. I don't know where the show is going, and I hope to see Hernando again someday in some later episode, but feeling really bad about this and feels very final. Really wish it wasn't, but I'm just sad about this, and I wish none of this was happening. Daniela doesn't deserve to be with Joaquin and his whatever. He's in the previous episode, he said that's just how he was raised, and that's true for a lot of difficult people to be around. The thing is, why give in to those kind of people who are abusive and toxic? Why, my dad has a saying, don't reward bad behavior. And that's exactly what she's doing. I know she's being threatened, and Joaquin thinks this is how it should be, but man, I really wish, I guess I do see where Hernando's coming from and the reason he decided to let Lito go. I wish they could have done something more, and of course Lito was unwilling to do that, and he kind of blamed her for everything. She didn't deserve all of the blame, but I kind of get where Lito's coming from. But the thing is that you don't have to. He didn't have to put it all on her, and he didn't have to leave her out to dry, knowing she is in a worse situation than she was with them, with the two of them. So I just hate this and wish it didn't happen and wish it could be better, but I don't know. I don't feel great about all this, and I do think maybe this is a way for the show to not have to worry about Lito and Hernando's relationship when Matheson and Jonas and hopefully Angelica come back into the picture in a when they become more of a focus for the rest of the season. So I get it, but I hate it. Next, I want to talk about a comment that Nomi made when she was visiting with Will and also with Neats, and they were digging into Matheson and Jonas and all of that stuff. So she said that if they have no problem killing their own people, then they'll have no problem killing us. I actually disagree with that. I get why she would feel that that's the case, but I really don't think Matheson wants all of the 8 Sense8s to be dead. I think he really wants to use them to his own advantage, or I guess to the advantage of the companies. Like, BPO, like Nomi discovered BPO, and I have my doubts about just like what that is. They're presenting as like some scientific research company or whatever, and I had speculated when I talked about episode 1, I had speculated that Matheson was after Angelica because they were like scientists and they were experimenting and discovered this superpower, and now that they have, started to move into doing criminal activity. Like, I thought maybe that's where the show was going with this stuff, with the superpowers and why they existed in the first place, but I don't know if that's really what's happening. I don't know if BPO is actually doing any type of scientific research at all. It just all seems fishy, so I don't know if I should take the show at face value when it comes to this discovery about BPO. The science stuff absolutely makes sense, that it would be some sort of company involved in the sciences, but I don't know how much to believe. There could be some other twist or some other reveal coming, and as it is right now, there's already so little information about Matheson, if that is his real name. There's so little information about Matheson, Metzger, Angelica, BPO. There's already so little to go off of right now, and I just don't feel like believing it right now. So I don't know about BPO, and I don't think Matheson wants to kill the Sense8s. I'm still going with my theory that he wants to use them, and the evidence we have so far that Matheson didn't want to kill them was, of course, with Angelica. He wanted to stop her from pulling the trigger, and he wanted to bring her back into the fold of whatever mess that they were doing together that she wanted to run away from. I think also the other bit of information or evidence that Matheson doesn't want to kill them is Metzger tried to do the surgery, and I think that the point of the surgery Messer was going to do was to have Nomi end up like Niles and just be a vegetable that Matheson or anyone else can just inhabit whenever they want and have, I guess it's almost like camouflage. Like Matheson took over Niles' body and kind of used him as camouflage to commit these murders. So I kind of feel like maybe that's what the point of the surgery Nomi was scheduled for was going to do. So I just don't think killing them is really what he wants. And of course, the other bit of evidence that we have was in this episode, Nomi is cornered in like the back alley or whatever, wherever that was, and there's the two cops that have guns pointed at her, and they don't fire. They want to capture her for some reason, and I get why she would believe that, because of course she saw two dudes murdered right in front of her. But I really don't think Matheson wants the Sense8s dead. I think he wants to use them for some terrible purpose, I don't know, some sort of criminal activity, I think. So, but yeah, I disagree with that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen, but I'm also very frightened for the Sense8s, because it's not going to be pretty, whatever it is Matheson wants with them. I do want to talk about Nomi's escape from Matheson and all those cops too. I really like this. I like how the show shoots the moments where the Sense8s are visiting and sharing with each other. I just really think that this concept is really cool, that they can, I still don't really understand how it works, but I guess I don't know if it's piloting each other's bodies, or they like share consciousness, or I don't think they swap places necessarily. I don't really understand how it functions, or how to describe what is really happening in those moments, but I like how it is shot, and I think it's really cool to have these other characters be involved in these, kind of outlandish situations, but it's fun to watch. The stakes are high, the action is really great. It's nice that they also get to talk to each other and have discussions and learn about each other, and they also get to do action stunts and all that kind of stuff. So that whole escape attempt was awesome. To see the bike chase, to see Will and Son help Nomi, fight off the cops and do martial arts and all that kind of stuff. The car chase was awesome with Matheson and Nomi. So all of that is very fun, despite the harrowing circumstances. But it was fun to see, and I really enjoyed seeing Nomi escape, how she escaped, and I love that she did actually get to escape. I'm worried about her, of course, because now she's kind of on the run, and she doesn't have the support of her girlfriend to, I guess, help with her investigations and help her with her Nancy Drew impersonation. But it's nice to see that she did get away. We also see that Son is making friends and enemies in this episode. I don't know what to make of this prison thing. I've said in previous videos that I didn't think we would see Son in prison, but we're here, and I don't know what to make of this. I like that she is finding people to connect with. She's getting along with her cellmates, so that's nice to see for her. She is connecting with Sujin in the sewing class. So it's not totally awful. I guess it's not terrible where she's crying herself to sleep every night because she's in this awful situation that her father and brother have kind of begged her to be in. I mean, begged is a little strong, but basically they begged her to take the fall for them. But despite her still being punished and being in prison, it's nice to see that the bad deeds of her dad and brother aren't like being doubled, where she is, I don't know, getting abused in the prison or getting like beat down, or like the how do I say this? I'm glad that despite her being in prison, she is still having positive experiences. Because it's not her fault that she's in prison. She is taking the fall for her dad and brother. And so it's nice to see that there is still some positivity that she is experiencing. And it's not like the fact that she took the fall for them isn't being compounded as far as negativity. So there are some good things happening for her in the prison. Her cellmates are pretty nice, and she's got Sujin in the sewing class to help her out because her mother wasn't there to teach her. So some good things are happening, and I'm very happy for her that at least she has that going for her in the prison. And I'm glad that she's sort of helping Sujin and sort of paying her back a little bit. Sujin is going out of her way to help her, and I guess she doesn't really have to. But I guess she wants to, and she wants to do something nice for someone else. And I like seeing that Sun is sort of also doing a nice thing for Sujin. So that's nice to see. We see some of the aftermath with Steiner and Felix and Wolfgang's feud over these stolen jewels. Felix is in the hospital and Wolfgang is there to look over him. I find it very interesting the connection that Kala and Wolfgang have in this episode in particular, because we see Wolfgang is at Felix's side in the hospital, and then we also see Kala's in the movie theater, and she is just in the theater bawling, absolutely these fat tears running down her face, and she excuses herself. And I just find it really interesting how Kala is expressing the sadness she's feeling from Wolfgang. Wolfgang is, we see that he's been taught to not cry, and he's feeling a lot of strong, heavy feelings sitting next to Felix, and it comes out in Kala. I think it's really cool how that is done and how that is possible with these Sense8 cluster powers, however you call it. I still don't know what to call it, but with the connection that they have, it's very interesting to me how Wolfgang can be in the hospital feeling the way he's feeling, and it comes out in the way Kala expresses his grief and sadness. So the way that they did that and shot that, I really thought was cool. And then we also get to see Felix and Wolfgang's childhood and how terrible it was. Kind of mirroring how I feel about Sun being in the prison. I do feel happy for Felix and Wolfgang that at least they had each other. Despite, Wolfgang's awful dad. It really sucks to see them in that situation and how Steiner has, attack them. But I'm really glad that Felix and Wolfgang have each other. And I did wonder in the previous video, I think I said this, I wondered how Felix's injury would affect Wolfgang's desire to want to visit India. I did wonder if Wolfgang would want to stay and try to get revenge for Felix, because Steiner isn't gonna, I don't think Steiner's gonna stop. I don't know if the point of Steiner shooting them was to just send a message and to get them to want to give him the jewels that they stole, or is it just Steiner actually wants to kill them? So I don't know how far Steiner plans to go with his attack, and I don't know how Wolfgang is going to respond. I feel like it's better that he stays with Felix and tries to be there for him and see if he can get better. I really wanted Wolfgang to actually go, like, basically to run away to India and be with Kala, because I just like their relationship and I want to see more of it. But I guess it can happen with, I mean, it absolutely, they can have their relationship and Wolfgang can be in, I think they're in Germany with Felix, and support him, look after him, be there when he wakes up. So Wolfgang should be a good friend and be there for Felix, because they're in this together. They're in this feud against Steiner together. They stole the jewels together, all of that. They're together, like, in this fight against Steiner. But it was very telling to see their childhood together, and now I understand why they are thieves. Like, just how they were, certainly how Wolfgang was raised. I don't know about Felix and his parents, and it might not matter whether or not we see them, because Felix is obviously attached to Wolfgang in his childhood. So that probably won't matter, but I do understand now their relationship with each other. They're brothers. They were brought up in tough circumstances. So yeah, I got a better understanding of their relationship, and I do really like that Wolfgang is staying by Felix's side. This episode, we also see Will and Riley getting a lot closer. I don't know why I didn't see this earlier, but it does seem pretty obvious that, of course, Will and Riley would start to fall for each other, or at least they have a mutual attraction that they would act on. Falling might be a little too strong. But okay, they're into each other. I don't know why I never thought about this before. I don't think I ever said in any of my previous videos about how Will and Riley might end up being a couple. So this, I mean, I'm surprised about this. I didn't see it coming, but now that it's happening, it does make all the sense in the world. But I mean, I don't hate it. I think I can't believe I didn't see this when they were in the bar together. I'm just kind of upset with myself by, like, not seeing the signs, but in the episode when, like, they were in the bar together and they made the phone call, it should have been obvious then to me, but whatever. So they're together. I guess they're together now, and it'll be interesting, and that was so awkward and embarrassing to see Will kissing Riley and Diego walks in. Oh God, that was, the secondhand embarrassment was really strong. And how do you introduce your girlfriend? I mean, I guess she would have to come to Chicago for any of that to happen. But yeah, that moment was so weird. But them as a couple, yeah, I like it. I don't feel as strongly as some of the other couples in the show so far, but don't hate it. So be nice to see more of them together and get closer. So yeah, I'm into it, bottom line. Now I gotta get into the end of this episode. Rajan's father goes to the temple to see Kala. I'm surprised about the topic of conversation that he wants to have with her. And I'm not sure why Kala decided to deny the claims that Rajan's dad was making about how she didn't want to marry his son. I'm having a hard time trying to understand why she would try to refute it. I don't know if it's a case of saving face, or she wants to follow through with the wedding for her family, like her family's image, maybe. Not unlike what Sun ended up doing by going to prison, so maybe it's a similar type of situation. She's doing something for her family. And of course, like every woman that she talks to, this basically says that they wish they were in Kala's position, because they think Rajan is such, a good guy and gonna be a great husband. So maybe there's that's going on in her mind. I don't know. I'm surprised that she kept trying to deny the fact that she wasn't interested in marrying Rajan. I do wonder if this is like Rajan's father coming to see her was kind of like the gods, or the god Ganesha, answering her prayers. Because she admitted to Wolfgang that she prayed for her wedding to be stopped, and it was. So I wonder if this is just her prayers being answered, but she still denied it. I don't get it. I don't get why she denied it, but I guess considering the very end of this episode, maybe none of that even matters anymore, because wow, I'm shocked that Rajan's father was attacked at the temple. That it was stunning, it was shocking, it was surprising. I can't believe it happened. And of course my mind goes to, what does that mean for the future? What does that mean for the wedding? What does that mean for Rajan? is Rajan going to actually follow through with what the people at the temple thought they were going to do? And is Rajan going to be on this sort of crusade to outlaw religion somehow? Up to this point, Rajan didn't seem like a bad guy, and he didn't seem like he cared whether or not other people got to practice, is it Hinduism? I'm not sure what the correct form is, but I don't think he cared whether people continued with the Hindu traditions and ritual ceremonies or any of that kind of stuff. But now that his father was murdered at the Hindu temple, he might take a turn. And I can't help but wonder, are they actually going to get married? I did, in a few videos ago, maybe it was the video I did for like episode 4 or 5 or something. It was a while ago. I doubted whether they would actually get married. And then in the following episode, they had the ceremony, but it didn't finish. So I still don't know. I still don't know if they're actually going to go through with it in full. I just don't. I can't help but wonder what this means for the future. And this was just came out of nowhere, and it's a great ending to an episode because I'm really curious to see what happens now. What's the reaction? What's the repercussions of this? Is there going to be some kind of investigation? There should be. There really should be. But I don't know if this show would bother getting into any of that, or they're probably going to want to focus on what this means for the characters now. So this... Wow. I'm thoroughly shocked at this ending. But yeah, that's kind of most of the topics that I wanted to discuss for this video. The thing I'm most excited about seeing in the next episode really is what is Will and Nomi going to do now. I'm very invested in the powers and getting more information about the powers, why they exist, what Matheson wants. So that part of the show I'm very interested in, and that continuation I'm most excited about seeing in the next episode. Now that Will has been suspended, what is he gonna do? How can he help Nomi to, I don't know, keep digging? I mean, it seems obvious that Nomi's not going to be deterred from figuring out what is happening with Niles and Metzger and all that stuff. So what are they going to do? Are they going to continue to like visit with each other and try to bounce ideas off of each other about what might be happening and how to keep investigating? I want to see what they're going to be up to next episode, because I'm very invested in learning more about these powers and BPO and Matheson. So the last thing before I wrap up this video, let me know in the comments, do you like Will and Riley as a couple? And are they your favorite couple on the show so far. I really like Lito and Hernando, and I really like Wolfgang and Kala as couples. And of course, you know, I said before that Will and Riley being a couple kind of caught me off guard, but I do like them. So let me know your thoughts. Do you like them as a couple? Are they your favorite couple so far? That's gonna do it for me. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I want to give you a gift as thanks for watching. You can get early access to watch my next video. You won't have to wait a week to see my thoughts on the next episode. Just click the link in the description to get access now. I'll see you there.